Hello, this is Richard Brown with Tennessee Livestock Producers. I'd like to welcome you to the Lower Middle Tennessee Cattle Association video board sale for May the 8th, 2020. We'll have approximately 725 head in this good offering in the May 8th sale. Our first lot number 60, is from Coble and Kinnear, a longtime consignor from Lewisburg, Tennessee. We'll have 22 steers weighing 670 pounds with an estimated weight spread of 6 to 750. These cattle graded 19% number 1s, 10% number 2s, and a 4+ on the flesh score. These cattle will be described as 100% black and black baldies. They're home raised by Angus bull. You'll have one with a blue eye and one with white spots. These cattle are on pasture plus 4 pound to 14% co-op feed with mineral. They've had 2 shots of Express 5 and 7-way blackleg, dewormed with Epernecks and castrated with a knife. The weigh-up conditions on these cattle will be pinned 7 a.m. the morning of the weigh-up in a dry lot. They'll be hauled 30 miles to TOP Columbia by 9 a.m. and weighed on the ground straight. We've got 22 steers, take all of them. Good set of cattle, Coble and Kinnear cattle. Our next lot today is a consignment from Mr. Kevin Owens down at Etheridge, Tennessee. We've got 25 steers, estimated to average 750 pounds. Weight range will be 650 to 8 1/4. These cattle graded 90% 1s, 10% 2s. The flesh on these cattle will be 4 and some 5s. Description will be 50% black and black baldies and 50% red and red baldies. 5% of these cattle will show a touch of ear. These cattle were weaned back in December of 2019. They were home raised by Black Angus bulls. These cattle are on pasture and hay plus 8 pound to 14% commodity mixed feed with mineral. They've had 2 shots in the neck of Bovashield Gold 5 and also Vision with pink eye. These cattle were warmed with Dectomax. They have had no implants. Weigh-up conditions, these cattle will be pinned by 7 a.m. the morning of the weigh-up in a dry lot. They were hauled 25 miles to TOP Columbia Livestock Center by 9 a.m. and weighed on the ground straight. The steers and the heifers must weigh the same day. Our next lot will be lot 62 from a longtime consignor, Mr. Ward Pack over in Woodbury, Tennessee. He's got 58 steers, estimated to average 835 pounds. Weight spread will be 750 to 900. These cattle will have a grade of 90% 1s, 10% 2s. The flesh on these cattle will be 5 with a few 4s. There'll be 44 black and black baldies, 10 Char Cross, and also 4 red and red baldies. 10% of these cattle will show 1/8 ear or less. The management on these cattle, they're on pasture and hay plus 10 pound per head per day of commodity blend feed. They've had 1 shot in the neck of Bovashield Gold 5, Covexin 8, and also vaccinated with pink eye. They were dewormed and deloused with Cydectin. They've had no implants. Cattle will be pinned by 7 a.m. morning of the weigh up in a dry lot. Buyers will get tear weight by 7 a.m. and travel 35 miles to the farm, load and haul to Love's I-24 exit 89, and weigh on the truck with a 2% shrink. Take a 48 to 50,000 pound load off the heavy end. Our next lot today will be a consignment from Melvin Ralston from Ralston Farm, lot number 63 over in Rockvale, Tennessee. He's got 63 steers, estimated to average 840 pounds. Weight spread will be 775 to 875. These cattle have a good grade of 95% 1 and 5% number 2s. Flesh score of 5. There'll be 50 black and black baldies, 12 Char Crosses, and 1 red baldy. 90% of these cattle will be home raised by Angus bulls. They were weaned back in November of 19, and they'll be 5% show 1/8 ear. Cattle are on pasture and hay plus 5 pound of commodity mixed feed. They've had a shot of BovaShield 1 shot and also a booster of BovaShield Gold 5. They've had 2 shots of 7-way blackleg. They were dewormed with Safeguard and also castrated. These cattle will be penned 7 a.m. the morning of the weigh up in a dry lot, weighed at Ralston Farm by 8 a.m. with a 2% shrink. Take a 48 to 50,000 pound load off the heavy end of this good set of cattle. Moving on to lot 64, a consignment from Joseph Daniel down in Cypress End, Tennessee, a good long-time consigner. He's got 68 steers, estimated to average 850 pounds. Tight weight spread of 775 to 9 1/4 on this set of cattle, grading 90% 1s, 10% 2s with a flesh score of 5. These cattle will be all black-hided, 62 blacks and 6 black baldies. They were weaned back in December of 2019. 5% will show 1/8 ear or less. These cattle have been tested PI negative. PI negative. Cattle are on hay plus 14 pound of 12% commodity blend feed and all-purpose mineral with Bovatech. Cattle have had 1 shot of BovaShield Gold 1 shot, BovaShield Gold 5, Covexin 8, and also Enforce 3. They were dewormed with Sidectin and have had no implants. Cattle will be penned by 7 a.m. morning of the weigh up on hay and water, haul 2 miles to Gary Daniels by 8:30 and weighed with a 2% shrink. Take a 48 to 50,000 pound load off the heavy end. Moving on to lot 65, we have a consignment from Lakeview Farm up in Monterey, Tennessee. We've got 62 head of these good steers, estimated to average 860 pounds, estimated to be 800 to 950 pound weight spread, a 90% 1s and 10% 2s, flesh score of 5. These cattle will be 65% black and black baldies, 25% Shar crosses, and 10% red and red baldies. These cattle were weaned back in November of 2019, a long time weaning on this set of cattle. They were home raised by Angus or Charolais bulls. These cattle are on hay and co-op 10% grower ration feed with Anapro Stocker 2P mineral. These cattle have had 2 shots in the neck of BovaShield Gold 5 and Covexin 8. These cattle were dewormed with Dectomax, implanted with Ralgrow in January of 2020, and castrated with bands. These cattle will be penned by 7 a.m. the morning of the weigh up in a dry lot, weighed on farm scales by 10 a.m. with a 2% shrink. Need to take a 48 to 50,000 pound load off the heavy end. They're available May 11th through the 15th. Our next lot is lot number 66 from Anderson Family Partnership over in Manchester, Tennessee. We've got 65 steers, estimated to average 875 pounds. These cattle weight spread will be 775 to 10 1/4, with 1 head weighing 1,100. We've got 90% number 1s and 10% number 2s. Flesh on this set of cattle will be 5 with a few 4s. We've got 62 head of black and black baldies, 3 red and red baldies. They were weaned in the fall of 2019. They were home raised by Angus or Hereford bulls. We've got 1 with 3-inch nubs, 3 with pink eye scars, and 1 pop-eyed calf. These cattle are on pasture and hay plus 10 pound of 15% commodity blend feed with mineral. They've had 1 shot in the neck of Triangle 5, Pyramid 5 plus pre-sponse, and also 7-way blackleg. These cattle were dewormed with Sidectin, castrated with a knife. Cattle will be penned by 7 a.m. morning of the weigh up in a dry lot. Buyers get tare weight and travel 20 miles, load and haul to Love's Truck Stop, exit 89 on I-24, and weigh with a 2% shrink. Take a 48 to 50,000 pound load off the heavy end. Our next lot from Mr. Jerry Ray down in Tullahoma, Tennessee, a longtime consigner. Lot 67, we've got 61 good steers weighing 890 pounds with a weight spread of 8 to 9 1/4. 95% 1s, 5% 2s on this good set of cattle with a flesh of 5. We've got 50 blacks, 6 Charolais crosses, and 5 red baldies. These cattle have been tested PI negative. These cattle are on pasture and hay plus 2.5 pounds of corn per day and stillage with Pro Solutions Mineral with Rumensin. These cattle have had one shot in the neck of Pyramid 5 plus pre-sponse, a booster Pyramid 5, and had 2 shots of Blackleg Barvex 7. These cattle were dewormed, deloused with Epernex, implanted with component in December, castrated with a knife. Cattle will be penned by 7 a.m. morning of the way up in a dry lot. Buyers get tare weight by 7 o'clock, travel 8 miles to the farm, load and haul to Jack Daniels, and weigh on the truck with a 2% shrink. Take a 48 to 50,000 pound load off the heavy end, and will be no split weighing on the truck. Truck must weigh on a 70-foot scale. Our next lot, another consignment from Mr. Jerry Ray, lot number 68, again from Tullahoma, Tennessee. We've got 60 head of these good steers, average 900 pound. Weight spread will be 8 1/4 to 950, good grade of 95% ones, 5% twos with a flesh score of 5. This load will be 100% black and black baldies. Good set of black-hided cattle here, tested PI negative. These cattle are on pasture and hay plus 2.5 pound corn per day and stillage with Pro Solutions Mineral with Rumensin. They've also had one shot in the neck of Pyramid 5 plus pre-sponse, boosted with Pyramid 5, and they've had 2 shots of Barvex 7 blackleg vaccine. These cattle were dewormed, deloused with Epernex, implanted with component December 2019, castrated with a knife. Cattle will be penned by 7 a.m. morning of the way up in a dry lot. Buyers get tare weight, travel 8 miles to the farm, load and haul to Jack Daniels, weigh on the truck with a 2% shrink. Take a 48 to 50,000 pound load off the heavy end, no split weighing, weighing on a 70-foot scale. Moving on to our next consignment, lot number 69 from the Ingram family down in Mount Pleasant, Tennessee. Good cattle producers, got 55 head of steers, weighing 940 pounds, averaging 940. Estimated weight spread would be 850 to 1,000. We've got 90% of these cattle number 1s and 10% number 2s. The flesh on these cattle will be 5 and 6. There'll be 51 black and black baldies, 3 red baldies, and 1 Char cross. These cattle have been weaned since December of 19, 5% with a 1/8 ear. These cattle were home raised by Angus bulls. There'll be 1 with 6-inch horns and 1 with a white spot on its side. These cattle are on pasture and wheat haylage plus 5 pound of 14% co-op feed plus free choice mineral with Rumensin. They've had 2 shots in the neck of Triangle 10 and 7-way blackleg. Dewormed and deloused with Ivomec, implanted with Ralgro. These cattle will be penned by 7 a.m. morning of the way up in a dry lot, haul 15 miles to Columbia Livestock Center by 9 o'clock, and weighed on the ground with a 1% shrink. Take a 48 to 50,000 pound load off the heavy end. Moving on to our heifer consignments for the day, we've got lot 70 consigned by Coble and Kinnear at Lewisburg. These will be sister mates to the steers we sold. There'll be 20 heifers, estimated to average 600 pound, weight spread of 500 to 700 pound, graded 90% ones, 10% twos, good flesh score of 4 with a few 5s. On this set of cattle, they'll be 100% black and black baldies. They'll be home raised by Angus bulls, and they were weaned in December of 2019. The management on these cattle are on pasture plus 4 pound of 14% co-op feed with mineral. They've had 2 shots in the neck of Express 5 and 7-way blackleg. They were dewormed with Epernex. They will be penned by 7 a.m. morning of the way up in a dry lot, haul 30 miles to Tennessee Livestock, Columbia, and weighed on the ground straight by 9 o'clock. They can be preg checked after the weigh up prior to shipment at buyer's expense. 3-day notice required. Take all 20 heifers. Lot 71 will be from Kevin Owens down in Etheridge, Tennessee. These will be heifers, mates to the steers we sold earlier. There'll be 22 heifers, estimated to average 750 pound, weight range of 650 to 8 1/4. They'll be graded 90% 1s, 10% 2s, a flesh score of 4 and a few 5s. They'll be 50% black and black baldies, 50% red and red baldies. 5% of these cattle will show ear. They were weaned back in 2019, December 2019. They were home raised by Black Angus bulls. Cattle are on pasture and hay plus 8 pound to 14% commodity mixed feed with mineral. They've had 2 shots of Bova Shield Gold 5 and also Vision plus Pink Eye. These cattle were dewormed with Dectomax. They've had no implants. They will be penned by 7 a.m. morning of the weigh up in a dry lot, hauled 25 miles to TOP Columbia Livestock Center by 9 a.m. and weighed straight. They can be preg checked after the weigh up prior to shipment at buyer's expense. 3-day notice required. His steers and heifers must weigh the same day. Our next lot from M&W Farm, lot number 72, down at Petersburg, Tennessee. There'll be 74 of these heifers, estimated to average 775 pounds, with a weight range of 7 1/4 to 8 1/4. They'll be graded 90% 1s, 10% 2s, with a flesh score of 5. There'll be 55 blacks, 4 black baldies, 7 Char Cross, 6 red, and 2 Hereford. These heifers will be guaranteed open. They were all vet checked on 4/17/2020. There'll be 10% of them have pink eye scars and 10% showing 8th ear or less. These cattle are on pasture and hay plus 10 pound to 14% commodities blend and all-purpose mineral with Rumensin. These cattle have had 1 shot in the neck of Triangle 5, Bova Shield Gold 5, and also Vision 7. They've had no implants. They'll be penned by 7 a.m. morning of the weigh up in a dry lot, weighed on the farm scales with a 2% shrink. Take a 48 to 50,000 pound load off the heavy end. Nice set of feeding heifers here. Rounding out our consignments today will be lot number 73 from Mr. John West over at West Farms here in Columbia, Tennessee. John's a longtime consigner, the video sale. He's got 65 heifers, estimated to average 840 pounds. The weight range will be 800 to 880. Good tight weight spread on that set of heifers. 95% number 1s, 5% number 2s with a flesh score of 5. It'll be 90% black and black baldies, 10% red or Char Cross heifers on this load. 5% of these heifers will show 1/8 ear. Cattle are on pasture and hay plus 12 pound of commodity mix feed. They've had 1 shot of Enforce 3, Bova Shield Gold 1 shot, and also boosted with Bova Shield Gold 5. These cattle were dewormed with Dectomax, implanted with Raw Grow in November of 2019. Cattle will be penned by 7 a.m. morning of the weigh up in a dry lot, haul 6 miles to Tennessee Columbia Livestock Center by 9 a.m. and weighed on the ground with a 2% shrink. Cattle can be preg checked after the weigh up prior to shipment at the buyer's expense. We want a 3-day notice required. Take 48 to 50,000 pound load off the heavy end. Nice set of heifers from Mr. John West here in Columbia, Tennessee. That rounds out our offering for today. We appreciate you being on the sale, and thank you for attending the Lower Middle Tennessee video board sale. Thank you from Tennessee Livestock Producers.